I think it's safe to say that James Harden wants out of Houston. There's no question about that. I think he's violated John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, basically saying that, he ain't want to play with them. Basically, that's what you're saying, because if you keep requesting a trade, and you're not even just requesting a trade to like a certain team, he's basically naming all the East teams. He wants to go to the 76ers, send me over to any team, Miami, any team in the East that's not the Houston Rockets, that's not in the West Coast. Now, if I'm the 76ers, I see no point in trading for James Harden if I'm giving up Ben Simmons. I'm sorry. One guy has a lot of potential going forward. James Harden is the right now move, clearly. He's the right now move. He's the right now scorer. But you got to look towards your future as a franchise. I'm not giving up Ben Simmons, and I'm not giving up Embiid either, because obviously Harden and Simmons with Tobias, that's still a whack combination. It does nothing for you. Simmons, Harden, and Embiid, that works, but they're not what you're going to give them. Just Tobias? They're not just going to take Tobias for no James Harden. To me, the move doesn't make sense. Harden is basically begging to get out. I think he really wants to go to Brooklyn. But the problem is with Harden is we've been giving Harden a pass for too long. And I realize year after year after year, James Harden has had good teams in the playoffs. He has had decent playoff teams, but has not produced with them. And what we do every time James Harden takes an L and he's out the playoffs, we say, oh, Harden's a big-time scorer. Harden did this and that. And we blame the other guy he was with. We blame the Chris Pauls. We blame the Russell Westbrooks. But we never blame James Harden. James Harden has to take fault in all of this, because now he's becoming a diva. He's talking just as much as Kyrie. Instead of going out there and showing up to practice. You're still a part of the Houston Rockets team. Show up to practice. Show John Wall and Cousins, you know what? I know I know the kind of players that y'all are capable of being. We're not saying John Wall might not get hurt, DeMarcus Cousins might not get hurt. It comes with the territory. But you're being disrespectful to your teammates that's there now. You're worrying about other trades and other movements. Worry about your team that's there now. If I'm John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins, I'm going to show out. I'm going to put on. I'm going to go out there and drop buckets. And I'm going to say, you know what, Harden, do you. Because as long as John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins is healthy, you can't tell me with that roster, as Harden wanted to stay, that's not a playoff team. You can't tell me that. That's still a go-to team. But Harden is being a diva. Harden wants to be traded. He wants to go this place and go that place. Focus on basketball. Stop worrying about other teams and other places to be playing basketball, in the East Coast especially. You're ducking action. You ducking action. You really want to go to Brooklyn. You dying to go to Brooklyn and play with Kyrie and Durant. You want to go over there and be some ball hog dribble heads. Basically, that's what you want to do. And you duck and smoke. You had a great team for over 9 years in the NBA. You had good teams. You had good playoff teams. You did not produce with them. You let Russell Westbrook take the blame. You let Chris Paul take the blame. You let the Chandler Parsons take the blame. You let the Clint Capellas take the blame. When is James Harden going to take the blame? When is James Harden going to answer to the step-back dribbling, the sidewinders, all these up-and-down floaters, the different type of moves that you're doing in practice time, in the summertime? You're working on the wrong skill set, working on winning, work on winning the playoff games, getting to the Western Conference Finals, getting to a championship. You can't tell me dropping 40 and 50 points is enough in the regular season. It's not enough for us. We've seen it already. We've seen it with the Giannis Antetokounmpos. We've seen it with the Damian Lillards. We don't care about your 40-point, 50-point miracles if you're not winning in the playoffs. It's just that simple. And this is not to down out or bash a Damian Lillard, because at the same time, Lillard had his ups and downs, he had his struggles. His teams were nowhere close to the Houston Rockets. He didn't get born and blessed with a Kevin Durant and a Russell Westbrook on his team, so we have to be respectful in that manner. But at the same time, James Harden, you are being held accountable. For once, somebody has to hold James Harden accountable. I'm not calling him overrated. I'm not. Because I do see him try, especially in that last playoff series. I seen him try effort on defense. I seen him working in the post, guarding big men. The effort is there with James Harden when you want to show it. But we don't want to see the step backs and the side shots and all of those trick shots no more. We want to see you win in the playoffs.